If I was to ask you what's the strongest pre-workout out there, what's your favorite, what's the most potent ones out there, you would probably name a few. Some of those are probably going to be ones that are not fair to the other pre-workouts because they have, while they have like a high stimulant concentrated type of label, the ingredients look strong. There's something else inside these pre-workouts that are not on the label, making them stand out above all the rest. And I'm talking about like stimulant, high stimulant performance that is unmatched by any stimulant out there, caffeine, the exotic stimulants. So one of these pre-workouts that is super controversial is Kill Switch. So Kill Switch is kind of a mixed bag with people. Some people are reporting that they're not feeling the same thing that I'm reporting. And the first batch I got, the first bottle, was incredible. Since then, I got 2 more bottles. Now, if you don't know about Kill Switch, I'll give you a quick 5-second recap. It's basically this pre-workout that has a strong ingredient label, but the experience is much different than the label suggests, which people refer to this as a special sauce type of pre-workout, which hence why it likely has a stimulant that's not on the label. But there are some people that are saying that the expiry date or the batch is varying with the stimulant that's supposed to be in there. Now, the problem with these types of pre-workouts, you don't know what you're getting. Whether they put more, less, or take it out completely, you have no idea. So take it at your own risk. I don't recommend getting this unless you know what you're doing. You have to be an advanced user. So anyway, the first batch I got, if you don't know about it, it was incredible. There was 3 things that stood out to me: performance, the focus, and the euphoria. These 3 things were incredible. This was pure performance fuel, and it didn't have that much of a side effect to me. It was the only downside that I noticed was like sleep disturbance, dry mouth, very minor inconveniences for a trade-off that was basically all-day focus, all-day performance, and just incredible all around. Now, since then, I got 2 more bottles, and they are different. So the 2 new bottles have the same expiry date, 11/26. The first bottle I got is 10/26, but the batch numbers across all these are all different, and the flavors are different. However, the 11/26s, while they have the same expiry date, the experience is completely different. So if you haven't watched my review video on the first bottle, on the general experience that is top tier with Kill Switch, then I would recommend watching that. This is going to be about the 2 new bottles that I got. So the batch numbers I'm going to show on the screen right now: 11/26, the expiry date, and then 11 or 11124 batch number, and the other one is 31124. So both of these have different batch numbers, 2 different flavors. So let me start with the American flavor, Star Spangled Bloodshot. Now this was something else. The experience on this was matched with the first bottle. The same thing, the same experience. Although it has 11/26 expiry date, I don't think it's the expiry date that is different when it comes to the experiences. There is something strange that happens with the next bottle. So this is sour candy, and I've taken it a few times, and the experience is interesting. Now, the focus and the all-day focus, let's say, and the endurance is there. It's undeniably there. Everyone seems to agree there is some nice endurance. The weights feel lighter and everything. And with the first bottle, as well as the second bottle that I just talked about, the American flavor, the experience and the floating feeling is there. I feel like I'm physically lighter. The gravity is almost gone, and weights feel much lighter. And I just have this like intense focus and drive where I'm rushing through, basically feeling like I'm rushing through a tunnel straight from point A to point B without looking left and right. Super focused, super driven. Now, this is very similar in that experience, in that I have some strong focus, strong, undeniably long-lasting endurance. However, there is something different about it. With this flavor and this batch, the floating feeling in the body is more in the mind, and I'm like spacing out much more. It feels like I'm crashing right as soon as I take this, and it's not the same as the driven, high energy, high octane feeling that I was getting from these two bottles, the other two bottles right here with the American flavor and the and the rainbow flavor. But I was basically getting this crash feeling where I was just feeling out of it. And when I was working out, it was hard to get into the rhythm. It was like I had this floating feeling in my head, and I felt lighter in my head. And the weights feel lighter. The focus was there all day long, undeniably. But I don't know what it is, but if I was just easily zoned out, easily spaced out, even from the beginning of taking this. And I bumped it up. I bumped up the serving. It's not about the 1 scoop, 2 scoop thing. I took 2.5 scoops. And while that floating feeling was a little bit less with a higher dose, I was taking 2.5 servings. And I still felt like that spacing out, zoning out feeling where I was just crashing. And I felt something similar with Excelsior, where I felt like I had to redose it to get a better feeling at the beginning of the experience. But that beginning of the experience with this Kill Switch bottle, this flavor, and this batch was not there. In the beginning, it was just straight from the beginning. I was feeling out of it. I was feeling zoned out. I was easily, mindlessly on my phone, basically, and not focused on the energy and the rhythm. The focus was there, but the sensation of feeling floaty and lighter was more in my head, more mentally there. Like in my head, I felt lighter, and the floating feeling was more mental than physical. Whereas the other two bottles, it was physically there. So it was very strange. The same side effects were there, like the all day effects, the all day performance, as well as the focus was undeniably there, like 100% incredible focus. And so if I was to get this bottle from the very beginning, I would have been disappointed with Kill Switch. I would have said, this is a nice pre-workout. This is giving me all day focus and good performance, but the energy lacks. It feels like there's no drive. It feels like I'm not intensely going through a tunnel, going from 0 to 100, speeding through that tunnel from the beginning to end. That wasn't there. It was like the drive wasn't there, but the focus and the performance and the endurance was there 100%. It feels more, if you've taken Fantaplex, the pre-workout I reviewed a couple of years ago, it feels more like that. So with these types of pre-workouts, with Kill Switch, there's a stimulant that's not on the label, and the problem is we don't know how much they're putting into every bottle. Every bottle could be different. That's a theory. That's possible. But the experience was definitely not up to the hype that I gave it from the very beginning. So I could see why some people would be disappointed after trying Kill Switch in this particular form. And they may have felt some benefits, but the hype that I gave it with the experience probably wasn't there for them. But there's also other factors. It's very nuanced. It could be that they don't react the same to the stimulant inside, or it could be the variance in the stimulant dosage inside. It could be tolerance. It could be many things. Some people didn't feel Excelsior. Some people didn't feel crack with 120 milligrams of DMAA. Very few people didn't like it, right? There's always going to be people that don't respond to things. It's the same case with creatine. So many variances, so many factors. And the problem with this, as I said, you don't know what they're putting in. You don't know if they're putting it evenly throughout every bottle, every batch. So what are you really getting, right? So I hope this helps you. And let me pick up this bottle. So how do you get the batch that I got, the one that I hyped up, right? It's hard to say. But I am paying users for their honest reviews, whether it's positive, mixed, or negative, on my website, FitFrick. So if you want to sign up, you can. It's a limited time only. I'm only trying this out. So you can get paid for your reviews, whether through PayPal or a gift card of any store of your choice. Sign up now and find the links in the description, or Google my website name, FitFrick. Get paid to review. So hopefully this helps you. This was a crazy experience. I definitely wouldn't be happy if I just had this. This was okay. I feel like if I combined it with another pre-workout, it would have been a little bit better. But that floating, zoning out feeling that some people are reporting, I'm feeling that with this. And I'm feeling it right at the beginning of the workout. So it kind of like ruins the experience. But anyway, if you want to get Kill Switch, take it at your own risk. I recommend buying just one if you're going to try it out. Don't buy 2 or 3 or 4. Try one. It's $50. It's half the price of Excelsior, so maybe it's worth the risk to buy 2. It's up to you, but buy one. Buy one. And you can use my discount code. You'll get the price down now. It's like $45 or $40 sometimes, but check out the links in the description as well as the comments. Hopefully this helped you, and check out my setup. I feel like I'm more natural when I'm talking to you guys from my computer. But yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Okay, camera. All right, thank you so much for